And we go back now to our top story, the scathing report into the SAAQ-Clic scandal. The conclusion, officials at Quebec's Auto Insurance Board lied to the government and then deliberately misled the public about the cost of its digital transformation project. The question now is, who will be held responsible? Joining me now is political analyst Justine McIntyre. And Justine, we were just saying that it's only Tuesday, but already a very busy week in politics here.
Absolutely, a very busy week, and the news just keeps coming, doesn't it? This was a huge report.
Yeah.
It was anxiously awaited both by the government and I'm sure by people within the SAAQ community, as well as, of course, just all Quebecers who wanted to get to the bottom of the story. Huge report yesterday with 26 recommendations, and what we saw today was the beginning of the reaction from the CAQ government. So there was a press conference where we heard France-Hélène Duranceau. She was accompanied there by Gilles Bélanger, who's the Minister of Cybersecurity, Jonathan Julien in transportation. We heard a dual response from them, or what I qualify as a dual response, because first was kind of the reasonable part, which is they're going to put together a committee to make sure that those recommendations in the report are being followed. Some of them talking about making sure that we don't take on projects that are too big, increasing our transparency and so on. So there's going to be a committee the recommendations. And then there's the part where it's visceral, where they want to know who's to blame and who is going to be punished because of what happened. Of course, for political reasons, the government is saying it's the people within the organization, the SAAQ organization, who are to blame. Many of them are no longer there, like Carl Malenfant. So are there going to be criminal proceedings? We heard France-Hélène Duranceau saying that they're going to be looking at all tools at their disposal, but they're very clearly trying to make sure that the blame lands solidly on those individuals and on the companies involved, rather than taking the blame politically, because of course there is political responsibility there as well.
Yeah, so that was, one big project, moving from one big project to another. Quebec City's third link coming back to haunt us, if you will. I mean, this is a project that's been on again, off again so many times, and now it seems to have become central to the SAAQ leadership race. Now, SAAQ leadership candidate Christine Fréchette proposing a different approach. I mean, how many more times will this project be killed off and resurrected?
It is a bit mind-boggling, isn't it? We have seen this project die and come back. Christine Fréchette has been, very cautious about whether or not she's going to support the third link. And, we've heard her say things like she wants to consult, she wants to have some time to wrap her mind around whether she wants to support the project or not. And today she finally came out with a position where she said she doesn't support the project in its current form, but she would support something that looks more like a bridge, and she's looking for a private-public partnership as well. So she doesn't want the government to have to foot the bill, because we are talking about a project that's currently evaluated at well over $10 billion for Quebecers. So a huge project that Bonardel, who is, supports Fréchette's position on this, says nobody wants it. Nobody asked for it. The experts don't want it. The current project, being the tunnel, not popular. So we'll see if it's going to be resurrected in this new form.
Okay, just very quickly before we wrap up, almost out of time. SAAQ won't have its new leader until the spring, but the Liberals do now have Charles Milliard leading the party. What would you say is his biggest challenge as he starts?
Well, he's going to have two challenges. First, internally, to patch up the wound that was created over the whole Pablo Rodriguez departure. Whether or not he's going to bring Marwa Rizki back into the fold as well remains under question. I think he's going to wait for the results of some of those other inquiries that are currently underway. And then he, of course, has the external challenge of 64% of Quebecers don't know who he is, according to a recent poll from Léger. So he'll have to make his mark and go beyond the kind of smiles and optimism that we've seen from him so far. He's talked about wanting to be presenting an identity that's both national and regional and local. So what does that mean? I think it's something that maybe is quite relatable to Quebecers with our multi-layered identity, but for sure he's got some work ahead of him to raise his profile.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Justine, thank you as always. We appreciate it.
It's my pleasure, Maya.